we are still at the front edge of what people are talking about, because a friend of mine joined me and she was a doctor. So we had a social worker and a doctor here at this sex shop. And what that meant was that the healthcare providers in our community suddenly felt like they had a resource where they could send their patients when they didn't have information for them about sex or sexual challenges, or when the healthcare providers were uncomfortable answering their questions. What we learned in doing our research was that when estrogen is taken away or goes away because of menopause or chemotherapy-induced menopause or aromatase inhibitor-induced estrogen loss, then we start losing the ability to bring blood flow into our vulva and into the vaginal walls. It is blood flow that is responsible for maintaining our ability to lubricate. It is also the reason why we start losing the thickness of our skin. The skin cells no longer turn over and die and slough off. They just stay. We want you pressing into and just releasing. And that brings a lot of blood to the surface. Doing that around the clitoris, doing it around the opening of the urethra, doing that all along the inner labia, between the inner and outer labia, and then finally around the vaginal opening. All of that will bring the skin back to feeling a lot more like it did before treatment and before menopause. So sometimes they can cause some irritation because they are processed with solvents that may remain in the lubricant. So we look for medical grade silicones with dimethicone and dimethicanol. The last piece of the program is then doing internal vaginal massage. And we don't recommend doing that with fingers because it's very hard to do and people won't do it consistently anyway. If it's hard, we don't do it. Humans are not like that. We like something fairly simple and straightforward. And so we worked with healthcare providers and consumers to say, so what should the design of the vibrator be? What kinds of controls should it have to be easy to use? Because we want this to be something that's easy in case you have arthritis or difficulty, holding on to things.